Good evening, everyone. I'll take you through the process briefly. Okay. As you can see, it is the 16th annual PoleStar Award. But don't get worried, I'm not going to walk you through the process we followed for all the 16 years. I'm just going to say that the award has evolved from being a relatively smaller function to a point where the award today is a coveted and prestigious award. And why do I say that? Well, because sometimes the journalists, all of you do come to meet with me, at Kotak Bank. And when they do, some of them will take out the visiting cards and give it to me. And at the bottom, I see a sign that says that the person in front of me is the proud, winner of a PoleStar Award. So, they're really happy to display the sign of the recognition from the industry. And I'm also really happy about it because I know that the award represents quality and excellence in writing. And I know that I'm meeting with the best that journalism has to offer to us today. So, that's the award today. And how do we actually go about choosing these winners? Well, like Padmini said, we got this year about 500 nominations, about 70% in business, 30% in technology. And then we went through 2 rounds of shortlisting the nominees. The first round shortlisted about 100, and the second round was about 40 nominations. And since everything is going digital, our first 2 rounds of shortlisting was also digital. We did it over mail and over CDs. But since we also know that digital can never replace personal interactions, especially when it comes to difficult decisions, the final decisions were taken in person. We got together here, right here in Chennai, and debated. It took a fair degree of debate because this year the quality of the nominations was particularly good. And so the task of reading through those last 40 nominations, which all of us on the panel, on the jury panel did, was an interesting exercise. And we finally came to the winners. And in terms of the criteria, we had about 5 different criteria. The first, of course, is the subject. It has to be relevant. The extent of research done in order to write the article, of course, whether it's engaging, how the storytelling was done, and finally, whether it was presented from multiple perspectives. So all of you know how rigorous the process of selection is, and therefore winning the award is really an achievement. So now that you knew that, I'm going to, without further ado, request Hema to come up and, get to the much awaited part of this evening where she actually tells us who the winners of the awards are. Okay.
So who will walk away with the 2013 PoleStar Awards for Best Feature in Business and Best Feature in IT Journalism? First, the Best Feature in IT Journalism. YouTube. The name evokes the image of free media in which content can be created and uploaded by users themselves. However, global in nature and easy to access and contribute, YouTube is much more than that. In her article, she studies the nature of this popular social media platform and elucidates the business opportunities it provides to not just entrepreneurial individuals, but to large corporates as well. She also presents business models and the advertising revenue generation model that this immensely popular platform uses, which by leveraging Google's immense technological prowess will be difficult to compete. The PoleStar Foundation confers the PoleStar Award for the Best Feature in IT Journalism for the year 2013 upon Ms. Mansi Kapur for her feature, The Future Is Now, which appeared in Fortune India dated August 2013. Congratulate Mansi Kapur for tackling a complex subject and weaving the magic of the 4 C's of communication. context, content, connect, and communicate. Mansi, would you like to say something? Mansi, would you like to say a few words?
If what I'm going to say right now is not as concise and informative as the story that's won the award, it's because my editors haven't had a look at it. I believe nothing good can be the result of mere individual effort. Right? That India has such a rich media library, that YouTube is such an accessible platform, that I work with an amazing bunch of people who encourage me, argue at times, they back me, they support me. It's just sometimes you feel it's a lot more than what you deserve. And the fact that nobody did the story before I did, I think is part of why I'm standing here. It's also the result of a healthy disrespect for deadlines, edit meetings that last longer than 5 hours, and never learn from past mistakes attitude. Because that's really why you have to really push harder to ensure that there is a magazine at the end of the month on the stands. Sometimes in a mad rush like that, stories like YouTube happen. And that is really where PoleStar and Polaris comes in not just recognizing this effort, but actually encouraging it so beautifully. Thank you very much for the backing. To my parents, my family, and my friends, I may have given you a lot of reasons to disown me. Here's one why you shouldn't. Okay. I just want to share something that I learned recently. A group of editors were sitting together and discussing the future of media, the shape that it's taking with the digital and internet invasion. And one of them actually said that the first thing that we should do is to drop the word digital. He said, I want to banish the word digital. He says that people born in the internet age don't describe things as digital. A camera is just a camera. It's not a digital camera. In fact, it's the other way around. I mean, if you were looking for one which shot on film, you'd specify. I think that applies to pretty much everything in life today. And maybe we should try and accept that as the new normal. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mansi, and congratulations. And now for the best in business journalism. A number of private equity investors are stuck in the middle, struggling to find profitable exits, says the journalist, setting the tone in her deep-looking article on the Indian investment market. She gives an in-depth analysis of the nature of the market and the events that affect it and the tough times investors, especially private equity investors, have had. The article studies a number of market players and their interdependencies. The PoleStar Foundation confers the PoleStar Award for the best feature in business journalism for the year 2013 upon Ms. Kripa Mahalingam for her feature Buyer's Market, which appeared in Outlook Business dated March 2013.
gentlemen, thank you, PoleStar, for this recognition. I believe good journalism always needs a platform which allows you to do in-depth, unbiased, and fair reporting. And I must thank my team at Outlook Business and my editor who allowed me to do that and have my own opinion irrespective of what our arguments are during the edit meetings. I also like to point out that there's this debate in media itself on the future of magazines or whether they will be there, not be there. And I'm glad that this year's winners, both of them are from magazines. So I like to believe the future of magazines are still, going to do well. So all of this is not going to be possible without the constant support of my friends and family who are here, and my little daughter who's here with me today and probably more excited by all of this than I ever would be. So thank you for this opportunity. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.